Hi class, so this is finally our last video where we're going to cover academic OneFile. So again, from the college homepage, bluecc.edu, you'll click on library and that will get you to this page. Starting from that same spot, we're going to click on library databases, and then we're going to go to top library databases, and we're going to spend our time in this one, academic OneFile. So academic OneFile allows you several different search options. Again, you can browse by discipline. You can do a basic search. You can even look and see what kind of searches they have in subject guides, or you can go straight to topic finder. I'm actually going to start with doing a basic search. I know one of your classmates is really interested in looking at high school dropouts and causes. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in. And so you can see there's things that start relating to dropout rate and such, but I'm going to stick to a basic search here. And click go. And from here, what I can see has come up is about 1,600 journal articles. These are from academic journals. So academic journals compared to other resources are journal articles where the content is written by usually like faculty member, professors, professional researchers. They tend to be really high quality content based on original research, and while not yet required for this assignment, you might see that in the future as something as a required resource. You can break this down if you wanted to focus on magazines. You could certainly do that. You can look at news, but I'd be cautious about using news as a resource. This is it's an academic paper, so we might as well focus on that. So, so this is one way to search. As you browse down, you can see that there's also some specific subjects that you can take a look at on this right-hand side. These are all the things on the right-hand side that really help you navigate. So if you want to limit your search to, like, say, whatever's come out in the past year, you can certainly do that. If you want to do a custom date range for everything published, say, within the last 5 years, say your issue you think really is pertinent within that time frame, you can do that as well. We also have different subject areas, and so one thing that you might want to look at specifically is this an issue that's affecting maybe certain populations? To narrow this down, is this really an academic achievement issue that you are curious about? Are there educational policies in place that you want to focus in on and examine? Are there other things going on? Are there certain populations, African Americans, Hispanic Americans, that might be impacted by issues? So that's one way to really narrow down your topic. And the number aside each of these different entries indicates how many articles would come up. So it can be a great way to focus in your search. So you can use those or not use those. Looking on the left here, it seems like there's some great articles just right here. We're looking at right here perhaps some reasons that people drop out of school, which is the question being asked, as things such as violence and peer status. Does that impact high school dropout? I see one down here looking at external situations. Do neighborhood conditions affect high school dropout and college graduation rates? So I'll go ahead and click on this first one just to show you. Again, it's a Gale database, just like we talked about in class. If I wanted to download the entire PDF, email it to myself, download it to a flash drive, I could certainly do that. Come back and read it later. If I wanted to email the article to myself, I could do that. But as you can see, these are fairly lengthy, significant articles that really are based on data, that are based on specific research methods that lend themselves to saying this is a credible resource. Somebody has done this research to really ask and address this question in a very methodical, even scientific way. As you scroll through, just like with any article, this is a fairly lengthy one, you're going to find things like tables, you're going to find other resources that help really kind of indicate this is a pretty credible resource. And you can take a look at all their citations as well to browse through, to really get a sense of what is the quality of this research. Is it something that I want to talk about? Going back, the other thing I want to point out is from this search or from another search, you can use the topic finder tool, which I highlighted in class really briefly. The topic finder tool, it already knew that I was working on high school dropouts. If I wanted to change that, I could certainly do that too. You can see that it's put in your search terms, high school dropout. We could probably narrow this down if we wanted to. But it's from here that we can look at specifically, you know, at maybe educational attainment and poverty rates. Is there something going on that's impacting? And we can see 4 articles came up with poverty rate and academic achievement. There's poverty rates. There's also those specifically income, and that's something to look at as well. You would think it would bring up the same things, but not necessarily. Income and poverty. They did both bring up 4 results, but there are 4 different results. So if you wanted to talk about different expressions of income and poverty and issues that might affect high school dropout rates, you could certainly do that. They even have a specific tab here for high school dropout rate. So that look at these particular things, I mean issues such as health. So any of these articles, again, you would just click here. That would take you right back into the article itself. So it's a very helpful tool. From here you would just go back to the topic finder. So that's Academic OneFile in kind of a nutshell. You know, going back to the very beginning, again, if you want to start, instead of doing a search, if you want to start by using the topic finder, you can certainly do that to help narrow down your topic. That can be very useful. And you can also do a subject guide search, which kind of tries to do the same thing. It tries to identify what you really mean. That's the hard thing with doing research, is really finding the language for kind of really what you mean that makes this yours. It takes quite a bit of time. So I just hit search there, and then this is where I could get into those subdivisions. And if I want to look at high school dropouts and specifically economic aspects, again, poverty or income issues, I have 28 articles to look at, so in total. So I hope that makes sense. That really is just a brief overview of Academic OneFile. It's a pretty useful tool, so I hope you find it useful as well.